Good evening, family. I hope all is well with you all. I decided to go live or record a video tonight to talk to you all about something, a little revelation that I had tonight. I was watching a master teacher. His name is RFG Chosen One, and he was talking about the fall, and he was decoding a movie called the Butterfly Effect. So I decided tonight to go and watch the movie The Butterfly Effect again. It came out in 2004 with Ashton Kutcher, and I remember it was a real deep movie, but I was like, I want to watch this again now that I have a spiritual eye so that I can look at it, and really take it in. And so, the way the movie goes is Ashton Kutcher, when he's young, he discovers that he has the ability to go back in time, but it scared him so bad that he just decided that he wasn't going to ever. So he falls in love with this girl, his childhood sweetheart. They get married, they're living a good life, and all of a sudden, disaster struck and she got killed. Of course, the man was heartbroken. So, what he decided to do was to go back in time and stop his wife's death. Now, he did it with a good heart, with good intentions. He's going back to save his wife's life. What could be wrong with that? What could be wrong? Well, he went back in time and he saved his wife's life. But in saving his wife's life, he threw off something else, and something else catastrophic happened. And he kept on going back, and every time he would go back, something else worse would happen. It even got to the point at the end where he lost his limbs, but it would be like he would go back and he would save her, and she became a drug addict. One time he went back and somebody got killed, and it was crazy. But as I was watching that movie, I realized that it was a deeper meaning within that movie, and that was one of the deepest movies that I've seen, because the butterfly effect is really the universal ripple effect. Now, you might say to yourself, what am I talking about? So, I'm going to explain exactly what I'm talking about. The universe, the all new, the cosmic waters from which our souls descended from, melanin in space. The pattern of the universe follows universal laws. And one of those universal laws is the law of polarity. For every equal action is going to be an opposite reaction. You have everything on two poles, a positive and a negative. Think about it. Everything follows this law in the universe, all the way down to the cells microscopically in your body. If you were to look at yourself at a molecular level, you are a lattice, like a crystal lattice of carbon based molecules that spin and rotate. Protons rotate around the electrons, and they create a force, an equal and opposite force that keeps them together, which creates us. Let's go further. You have the weather. Look at the weather. When nature is in its creative mode or destructive mode, It has a positive and a negative. A tornado spins, it rotates. When it rotates with the wind shear, one wind shear goes one way, the other wind shear goes the other way, and then it forms a spiral. The same thing with a hurricane. You see the same spiral. The same thing with the galaxies. Think about the Milky Way. It's a swirl. You have a positive and a negative. For every light force you have a dark force. Now, this is finna go deep because that's when I realized this. It's a lot going on in the world right now. And me being the empathic soul that I am, I'm like, God, why? Why let this continue? Why let this evil exist when you are almighty and you can end this right now? Why? And that's when tonight the revelation came to me that we are trapped in this third dimensional realm. So we see things from an emotional standpoint. We are trapped in a flesh. The flesh is weak and of emotional state. But the universe follows polarity. There is no emotion. It's either a positive or a negative. And for every positive, it has to be a negative. So for every darkness, it has to be light. Understand what I just said to you. So, as far as the universe goes, you have to have darkness. You have to have that negative, animalistic, below force down here. And you also have to have a higher vibrated, celestial, as above force. And those two forces together make you into a god once you master both forces. Understand, I'm finna go deeper. This is spiritual alchemy. Alchemy always starts out in the darkness. A seed, when you plant a seed, it starts out in the darkness. And darkness is not bad. Darkness is where what we come from. Melanin is black. Dark really is light because it refracts, it absorbs all and refracts. Can't see it. It's dark. And that's where we descend from the melanin. And then you can turn the light. That's alchemy. You have to go through the darkness to get through the light. Think about it. When our souls came here, when we decided to materialize and come down here into the universe to have these experiences, our soul already knew what it came here to do. You already came here with the purpose. You already came here with everything preset, predestined. Everything in life you experience is for a reason. Every trial, every tribulation. Nothing is by chance. Because had you not went through your trial or your tribulation, you would not have grown spiritually to be what you are today. Think about it. Most of the conscious, very spiritual, very strong people have had tough lives, very hard, because That's the way of the universe. Polarity. Your soul had to have that experience because without that experience, you would not grow. If Terra, if this earth was all good, what lesson could your soul learn? How boring would your life be? You would never struggle or strive for anything. Perfection is never, ever a thing. Nothing is ever perfect. A beautiful thing is never perfect. That's an Egyptian proverb. The universe is not perfect. It is, but it's not at the same time. You have positive and you have negative. So understand this. You see this playing out in your families, but you don't understand it. But what you have to understand is that your family is just following universal law. Well, what am I saying? Think about it. You don't know any family that everybody is spiritually enlightened and conscious. Usually you have conscious people and then you have the equal and opposite negative. And no, that's your bloodline. It's following the laws of the universe. You got to think about this. Man and woman, when we come together for creation, we are the magnet, we are the positive. And he's given us his energy, he's given us his life force, like a magnet, even magnetism, everything, positive and negative. So let's go back to now, back to what Ashton Kutcher did and how it's related to the fall of man and where we now see ourselves descended. So Ashton Kutcher decided that he wanted to go back in time. And so he went back in time. And when he went back in time, he caused devastating effects because he altered the course of the universe. He created a ripple. And what does a ripple do? The universe is like water. You put out an energy and you've changed something. If I become rich, someone else has to become poor. Hello? If, and see, this is getting ready to get deep. If I become enlightened, someone else is going to lose consciousness. It has to, because there has to be universal balance. So when we do things and we try to alter somebody's course, we're really doing them more harm than good, and we can be messing up and altering more than what you know. I'm going to give you an example of this. Let's say you have somebody do a love ritual on somebody for you, which is hell no, you never supposed to do that type of magic. And this is why. Because you're messing with the universal law and the universal order of things. Okay, so this person gets love, and you attach this man or woman to this person. But was that what the universe was supposed to do? Maybe these two people are not supposed to be together. Maybe this man is supposed to be with this woman, and this woman is supposed to be with another man. And maybe because somebody cast a love potion on somebody, they're not going to get to procreate with the person that they're supposed to, and then a star seed and a soul won't come to this earth that could change the whole world. Something as little as a love spell or a money spell. Let's go into money spells. Oh, I'm going to bring you money and you get your money. But maybe it was not meant for you to get that money because maybe you were meant to go through some more cycles of trials and tribulations. And those trials and tribulations would have made you stronger. So when you got blessed to the point that you got the money, you would have known what to do with it. But you mess with the universal order and you got that money. And let's say you went out there and bought a Jaguar with that money and you wasn't in your higher consciousness and you wrecked into a tree and died, ended your life. You got your money though, but see, you messed with the universal. You caused a ripple. And whenever you cause a ripple, it has to correct itself. Whatever energy you put out into the earth has to come back. And it has to come back, and it will. And it may not affect you, it could affect somebody in your bloodline. But it's going to come back to either you or somebody close to you. So now this takes me to the deeper lesson of what the fall was and what really happened. All those years ago, when we were in our godhood, when we were close to divinity as we could get, what did we do? Why did we fall? Well, we fell because one of us decided that we wanted man to worship us as a God. We wanted to be God. What could go wrong? Hmm? What could go wrong? Well, look at where we're at today, and you see exactly what went wrong. We created a ripple in the universe. We were here for trillions of years. Trillions. Reincarnating, ascending, living our life until one of us decided, which the universe already knew this was going to happen, by the way, that he wanted a race of people to worship him. So he took his DNA and began splicing it with monkeys and lemurs and rhesus monkeys and created a new race of man in addition to opening up a dimensional portal and letting alien species into our planet. Oh, a dimensional portal? That sounds crazy. Well, it's possible. Time travel's possible. They've admitted all of that stuff now. They've unmasked it. So you can easily go on Google and search about all of this, about Tesla really breaking the code that was stole from Kemet for the flower of life and the 369 form. All of that is now released. So it's universal knowledge now that time travel is possible and that they figured out how to finally break the Van Allen belt, which is something that we knew how to do long ago. That's why all of the pyramids were aligned to Orion's belt and aligned with Sirius because we were star traveling. We were channeling that energy. We had massive crystals, crystals bigger than anything you can imagine. Now we just have pieces of the crystals, but we used to have gigantic crystals that would vibrate on a frequency that changed the whole frequency of this earth, that made us able to travel into the heavens. So, what I'm telling you is this: what you have to remember is, I think my message tonight is that you can't be God. You can't alter the course. You have to let people be in their course because it is their test in order to make their soul strong. And when you intervene, the only person 9 times out of 10 that ends up getting hurt is you. And then you've hindered that person who you care for, who you don't want to suffer, you've hindered them from having their spiritual alchemy and their moment to ascend and to gain enlightenment and to become a stronger soul. And that is what they came here for. And trust me, I've been there. I have a mother who has a substance abuse problem. And I wish to God that I could go back in time and change her young life so that she wouldn't have had a substance abuse problem. And then I wouldn't have experienced everything that I experienced as a youth. But think about that for a moment. As I sat here, I thought about it. And I was like, Creator, had I not experienced what I experienced, then how could I sit here and talk to you today and relate to the struggles of so many people today? Because if I hadn't have been homeless or a teen mom or a single mom or a domestic violence abuse victim or a sexual assault victim or witnessed death, murder, or been in fear for my life or been in a gang or been a quality control representative or a doctor or a mother or a mentor or a grandmother, then how can I help another lost soul understand and relate and find their way? I can't show you how to walk if I don't know how to do the walk myself. And so that is why we must let people do their own walk theirself so they can learn their own lessons. And so we don't create ripples in the universe like our dear brother did so long ago that caused all of this. And yes, it's going to reset because the universe, like I said, is positive and negatives. It only looks in arithmetic, really is the real way the earth, the universe communicates. Is arithmetic, is math. Every math is the universal language. And so right now the earth is vibrating at a low, low, low frequency. And so the gods are awakening. The consciousness of the earth is coming back. It has to balance out. It has to be order. And so the order will be restored. And the earth and the universe don't know no emotion. So understand, when this get reset, it's just getting reset. It ain't, look, delete out, program over, next. That is how the universe operates. Positives and negatives. All right, family. That's my little revelation for tonight. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. And I'm wishing you peace, love, and light in these times. Meditate, alkalize your diet, turn off the TV programming, and turn up your spiritual antenna and get ready and be prepared for what is to come. Not on your knees, but standing up, prepared like the gods and goddesses that you are.